Hey Dragon Slayers, today's video is about the forgotten wisdom, the relationship between type 2 diabetes and diet. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. Let's get started. Today, diabetes specialists consider type 2 diabetes to be a chronic and progressive disease. However, bariatric surgery, which reduces stomach size to severely restrict food intake, proves that this is not true. Type 2 diabetes very often improves within a few weeks of that type of surgery, even before massive amounts of weight are lost. As we discussed earlier, both fasting and bariatric surgery result in a sudden, severe restriction of foods, so it's not surprising that fasting has a similar effect. In fact, it's been known to cure type 2 diabetes for over 100 years. Joslin thought the truth of it was so obvious that studies were not even needed. Interestingly, visceral fat that's stored in and around the organs, plays a large role in type 2 diabetes. It's more harmful to health and unfortunately more common than subcutaneous fat. Fasting and bariatric surgery both preferentially reduce visceral fat. Consider, for example, the effect of wartime starvation on type 2 diabetes. During both World War I and World War II, the mortality rate from type 2 diabetes dropped precipitously. This was due to wartime food rationing, which resulted in a sustained severe reduction in calories. The co-occurrence of wartime sugar rationing and a drop in deaths from diabetes. But keep in mind that this wasn't just sugar that was rationed. Almost all foods were restricted, resulting in a sustained severe calorie reduction similar in magnitude to the Fredrick Allen's infamous starvation diet. Consider these weekly rations for an adult in the United Kingdom during World War II. Would be bacon, 4 ounces, sugar, 8 ounces, tea, 2 ounces, cheese, 2 ounces, butter, 2 ounces. Dr. Fong thinks that his 13-year-old son would eat through those weekly rations in a single meal and still ask for dessert. Interestingly, diabetics were forced to surrender their sugar rations completely and given butter instead. In the interwar period, as people went back to their accustomed eating habits, the mortality rate went back up, even though insulin injections were introduced as a treatment for diabetes in the early 1920s. A study comparing fasting and bariatric surgery revealed that fasting is perhaps even more beneficial in the treatment of type 2 diabetes. In a head-to-head comparison, fasting lowered both body weight and blood sugar better than bariatric surgery. These results show that rather than the chronic and progressive disease it's often seen as, type 2 diabetes is a treatable and reversible condition. This changes everything. So don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.